Hello everyone. Today let us discuss about the Indian Constitution. Children, do you like to play games? Yes. The games like football, cricket, hockey. To play games, some rules are necessary. Without rules, we cannot imagine any game. Same like that, we are living in the society. The society also run by the rules. So without rules, we cannot govern the society or we cannot rule it. So such rules which is in written form is known as constitution. Now what is constitution? A constitution is a written document in which we find rules is called constitution. Okay. Why does a country need a constitution? The need of constitution, it serves us for several purposes. Next, to know the fundamental nature of a country. Children, there are different community people are living in the society. Every society have some kinds of rules or constitution. So with the help of constitution, we can know what kind of a country is. To know this, there is a story of Nepal. Nepal is the border of our India, northern border of our India. Earlier there was a monarchy. Monarchy means the power is in the hands of king. So till 1990, the King Gyanendra was ruling the Nepal, and this type of government is disliked by the people. So all the people, army and Maoist, that is the party, they struggle against the king. At last this one lasted for 12 years. So at last Nepal adopted democracy in 2007. So earlier there was a monarchy and it was changed to democracy. So with the help of constitution we can know the what type of country is. Second purpose is define the political system. With the help of constitution we can know that what type of political system is followed by the country. Again the example is Nepal. Earlier there was a monarchy was practiced and it was changed to democracy. Next, it safeguards against the powerful authority. In the society there are majority people, powerful people are there. So by them we can safeguard us. Next, to prevent the domination by the majority. So we can dominate, the minorities are dominated by the majority. To prevent this domination, the constitution is needed. Next, constitution saves us from ourselves. So with the help of rules, we can control ourselves and not to tempt by any issues or events. So like this, the constitution serves us for many purposes. Next, let us know about the constitution, some key features. Before that, we got independence in the year of 1947. At that time, the Britishers were ruling our India. It is known as the colonial rule, and there were so many national leaders were there, and they aimed to get freedom for our India. So they all wanted to expel the Britishers from our country. So among them, some leaders, they belong from all the states of our India, and the body is formed that is known as Constituent Assembly. So this Constituent Assembly, nearly 300 people belonging from all over the India, and they framed our India's constitution. Among them there is a chairman who was known as the constitution who framed our India's constitution. He was Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. So at that time when the constitution was framed, these leaders they faced a lot of challenges. So what type of challenges? Like diversity, partition, integration of princely states, etc. Diversity. What is diversity? Children, our India is different. In different community, people are living in our India, like religious people, languages people, cultural people, etc. And these people's faiths, beliefs are differ from one to another. Next, partition. At the time of freedom, India divided into two parts. India, Hindu and Muslims. So there is a lot of disturbance in our India at the time of partition. To bring them these all kinds of diverse people and different cultural people under one flag, it is very difficult task. Integration of princely states. At the time of freedom, Britishers they left India, but some small and big kingdoms were ruling our India. So to bring these all the states, princely states under one flag, it is very difficult task. And to frame the India's constitution for these kind of different cultural people, it's very difficult task for our Indian leaders. Okay, the Indian national leaders they faced a lot of challenges while framing our India's constitution. Even though hardly they prepared the constitution for our India, and they have some features. Let us discuss about the features. The first one is federalism. Federalism refers to the existence of more than one level of government. Our country is India. At the top there is central government. Under that divided into different states. Each state have state government. Again state divided into districts, mandals and villages, and those will come under the local self-government. So the government is divided into different levels. This is known as federalism. All these governments they make the laws based on some list. For the central government there is a union list. It has 97 subjects, and the state government has 61 subjects, and the concurrent list. Concurrent list means both the union and state government together frame the laws. That is known as concurrent list. It has 47 subjects. So children, federalism means different types of government and they make laws based on subjects. Next comes parliamentary form of government. Now what is parliament? A form of government based on parliament. We elect leaders. Those leaders are the members of parliament. They are called MPs or MLAs. The leaders, we elect the leaders. That means we have the right to vote. That is known as universal adult franchise. So we have the right to vote. The people who are having 18 and above, they are having the right to vote. That is called universal adult franchise. And to whom we elect, they are known as representatives. These representatives are MPs and MLAs, and these representatives are accountable to the people. For any problem, they only responsible. That is known as parliamentary form of government. Next comes separation of power, means sharing of powers. The power is divided among the three organs of the government. The government organs like legislature, executive, judiciary. Now what is legislature? Legislature means elected representatives like MP, MLAs, etc. These are the members of legislature. Next comes executive. Executive means a group of people responsible for implementing laws. That means the law making body is known as executives like police, prime minister, etc. And they have different ministry also. Next, judiciary. Judiciary means system of courts in the country like Supreme Court, High Court, district courts, village panchayats. All the types of courts will come under the judiciary. So these are the three organs of the government. Okay children, the next feature is fundamental rights. Now what is fundamental rights? We have given some fundamental rights by the Constitution, which safeguards us from by the powerful people in the state, and also we can protect by the majority. So fundamental rights, Constitution makers wanted to ensure a set of written rights that would guard against the misuse of state. Fundamental rights guarantees the rights of minorities against the majority. So no one can misuse their power. So under that some fundamental rights are mentioned here. Among them, the first one is right to equality. Right to equality means all people are equal in the eyes of law. Here in our India, the people belonging to different communities, for all the people, they are equal in front of government or constitution, and they are not discriminated on the basis of caste, gender or religion, and they can access to the public places like hotels, parks, shops, etc. Next, right to freedom. Under this, the freedom of speech or expression. We can speak or we can express our ideas, thoughts anywhere, or we can reside any part of the country. Also we can practice any kind of profession. That is known as right to freedom. Next, right against exploitation. Under these rights, like human trafficking means illegal buying of women or children, that is completely banned. And again under this, the below the age of 14 years, no one can force any child to work. So child labor is punishable. This is known as right against exploitation. Next, right to freedom of religion. We can adopt any kind of religion, and also we can open any kind of institution based on religion. Cultural and educational right. We have the right to open any educational institutions, and through this we can protect our culture. The last one is right to constitutional remedies. So for example, if we fall sick, we can go to the hospital for treatment. Same like that, if anyone oppose our rights, we can approach to the court. That is known as right to constitutional remedies. So these are 6 fundamental rights. The last one is secularism. Our India is a secular country. Now what is secularism? There are so many religions are there for our India, but all the religions are respected by the constitution, not connected with religious matters. A secular state is one in which state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. That means no religion is given importance by the constitution. All religions are treated equally by the constitution. That is known as secularism. I think children, you have understand the topic well. Thank you.